We're with Leicester in LA ahead of their title defence. The French Saint starting a new chapter at Southampton. We chat to Claude Puel. And 3 football experts give their predictions on the season ahead. That's all to come.
With a plot worthy of any Hollywood movie, the last Premier League season was a top-flight blockbuster which captured the imagination of millions. Ranieri was preparing for the sequel to their epic tale. It was the perfect venue to reflect on what's been a story stranger than fiction.
Yeah, that's true. It's only the story. Oh, it's difficult to reflect what happened, because normally at the end, one of the biggest must win. Last season wasn't possible because there was a team, an underdog team, who start well, continue well and finish better. It was outstanding. I don't know what happened. It's difficult to say. A fantastic feeling between me, the players, with the owners, with the club, with the fans, all together. It was amazing. It was amazing. I think there was a lot of energy, positive energy behind us to push us. Win the title, Leicester. 2 moments. The first, after Manchester City in February, we won 3-1. Unbelievable, great victory. And the second, when we lost against Arsenal 2-1, and with the 10-man v11, we played the second half with the 10-man, and Arsenal needs 95 minutes to beat us. And I said, hey, if a team as Arsenal needs 95 minutes to beat us, with something good could happen. It was amazing. Then it's difficult for me now to reflect. Maybe this story I will reflect in 10 years, maybe when I stop my career and I say, oh, what happened there?
Winning the title changed everything for the club, not least their pre-season preparations. A year ago, having remarkably escaped the drop, their warm-up fixtures included Lincoln City and Mansfield Town. A stark contrast to a week on the US West Coast and games against Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona, and then a Wembley clash with Manchester United. First and foremost, though, there was hard graft to be done.
Yeah, last season was an outstanding season, and we're kind of looking back on it now because it's the first time we've all been together since the end of last season. It's an unbelievable feeling, slightly surreal, but we're here to work, and we need to make sure that stays at the forefront of our plans. And it's nice to sort of go to the sites and see everything, but the gaffer's very conscious that we're here to do a job, and we're here to make sure we're in good shape come the start of the season. The players are a good professional bunch. We're lucky to have that here. Everyone's been working really hard in training.
It was busy off the pitch as well in the City of Angels as thousands of US soccer fans queued around the block for their chance to rub shoulders with the Premier League champions, whose story had made headlines around the world.
It's been incredible. You don't really expect to come to America and get this kind of attention. I've been a couple of times and been able to sort of just be a bit anonymous. Not this time though. It's been quite incredible.
This is a very fantastic night, and we met a team who won the Premier League, which is a very excited moment.
I actually drove 2 hours just to see them. This is a really cool experience.
With all the sports that are played in America and how big they are, it's incredible the attention that we've received. Coming over here with like I said, with all the different industries, sports, and everything that goes on over here. That we can't even walk down the streets anymore over here. So it just shows how big what we achieved was.
As Premier League champions, the club were also keen to share their experience with local young players. Club legend Emil Heskey was on hand to help out at an LA Galaxy soccer coaching camp. Heskey, of course, has Leicester City in his blood, and the club's newfound success has made him a happy man.
Now I'm taking it in, but when it first happened, you're like, did that really happen? Did that just happen? Because at the end of the day, when we played, we kind of knew what we were capable of, and winning the cups was our thing. Finishing top half of the table was a good thing for us as well. But these lads have just taken it to a whole nother level, which is phenomenal.
Today's Leicester City may feel like a world away from the club that Heskey played for, but some aspects have remained.
Obviously, the Premier League has moved on a little bit. But yeah, I think in general it's exactly the same structures, the same family-orientated club, the same fan base. That basically it's the sons of, or the grandsons of, who used to celebrate us going out on the pitch and playing.
Heskey notched up 33 goals in the Premier League for the Foxes, having been initially thrown into the first team as a teenager due to an illness in the squad. The pleasure of scoring never left him.
It's a wonderful feeling, it's a great feeling. At the end of the day, you dream of things like that, but to actually put that dream into reality and actually score in front of your fans, in front of your family, in front of your friends, it's just great.
And while Heskey's cult status is already assured, the improbable success of the current crop of players has really put them and the club firmly on the world map.
When you win the Premier League, this is what happens. You know, you get thrust into this sort of stuff, and I think the lads have taken to it well. The club's taken to it well as well. You know, they're embracing everything that needs to be done. One thing I will say is we're no longer called Leicester. We're actually called Leicester now. They understand it.
Back around the training camp, the focus was on personnel. Leicester lost the services of N'Golo Kanté to Chelsea, but new contracts for Jamie Vardy, who'd rejected Arsenal, captain Wes Morgan and club stalwart Andy King were positive signs that Ranieri would be able to keep the core of the team together.
The spirit we've got here and the togetherness, you're not going to get any better, and me personally, I think there's a lot of unfinished business that's going on here, and the club's only moving forward, and I wanted to be a part of that.
There's such a good spirit down there that people know they might not get that elsewhere, so I think that's a big pull to try and keep people at Leicester. They know we're in a real good change room. They've got a really good relationship with the manager here and stuff like that, so you know there's more to it than sort of what meets the eye, and I think that's playing on a lot of people's mind and why a lot of people want to stay.
For me, it's very, very important to maintain the spirit of Leicester together. N'Golo wants to go to Chelsea. Okay, I could understand him, and I say thank you for everything, and I wish you all the best. But now we keep our spirit, because together we can do something special again.
Conte's departure to Chelsea threatened to cause a misfire in the Leicester engine, but the team remain confident that newcomers can fit into the Leicester mould.
N'Golo Kanté, and then N'Golo's left now, and people are saying the same, that he probably won't be able to replace, but the gaffer's been out there in the transfer market, brought Mendy in, so we'll have to see what happens.
Oh, it's difficult to be a new Kanté, but how we help Kanté to be Kanté, we will help Mendy to be Mendy.
The additions of non-Palis Mendy, Ahmed Musa and Luis Hernandez have brought fresh blood to the team, and they've quickly adapted to the Leicester way.
When you arrive at a new place, it's not always easy to settle in. But here the welcome has been magnificent, and that family and competitive group spirit is what makes the team strong. And I believe this year we've kept that spirit up, and let's hope it's going to stay as strong as last year.
All the new lads, they're doing really well. They've set perfectly into the group, same attitude as what we had before, and they've just joined straight into the brotherhood.
Despite most issues seemingly settled, speculation has continued on the future of key man Riyad Mahrez and a potential move elsewhere. With the Algerian playing through the pre-season matches, though, Ranieri remains confident that he'll stay at Leicester.
This is crucial for us, Riyad stay us, because Riyad is our light. When he's with Sean, is other Leicester. That is important, and I think also for Riyad it's very important to stay with us in Leicester, because we know our weakness, we are we know our strength, and we can help him, and we can help us.
It's Mahrez, scores quite magnificently.
One player particularly happy to be spending the pre-season stateside is Christian Fuchs. The Austrian defender has personal connections with the USA that have sparked a dream of another sporting title one day.
Well, obviously my family, they're living in New York. I'm married to an American, so yeah, it's going to be the country of my future where I'm going to live at some point. And well, obviously with it comes the love to American football, to American sports, and I see myself in the future at some point to be a place kicker. I have an inspiration with Toni Fritsch. People might not know him, but he used to play football in Austria for Rapid Vienna, and then he transferred to the NFL, and I think he won the Super Bowl twice as a place kicker. So that's kind of the way that I want to go, and I fancy kicking balls since I was a young kid. I still can do it pretty well, and I mean, this is a different size ball, but it's still kicking a ball. Why not? I know I have to work a little bit on my technique, but I can learn, and I'm willing to learn. People here coming over saying, hey, Leicester, great, well done last year. I believe 1 year ago they didn't even know our name or didn't even know Leicester, that there's a football club there. So yeah, it's very positive.
And that positivity also extends to his future career.
Obviously I have a couple of more years playing football. I mean, I have a 2-year contract with Leicester still. Then I still see myself in MLS for a couple of years. Why not? And then, you know, I fancy it. You know, I dream about it.
Pre-season game against Paris Saint-Germain, all minds were starting to focus on the defence of the title. Could they possibly do it again?
Always I say, okay, it's a past. Future, future, future. It's finished. It's done. Don't think we are a champion. No. Now start a new season. And we have to repeat at the same way, 40 points.
We'll just set the targets as we did last year and hopefully keep hitting them. And as they keep getting raised, we'll keep hitting them again, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Last season, not anyone would have predicted happening. So, you know, why can't this season be the same? We're more experienced in that position. You know, we've obviously got, well, like I say, I think we'll have a bigger squad this year as well.
No, listen, we are sportsmen. We know what we did was something unbelievable. And now there are the big teams. They must win the title. They must, because they spend a lot of money. They change also the managers.
I'm sure that the big clubs, like you say, they've strengthened managerially, they've strengthened with players as well, so they're going to try and make sure that it doesn't happen again. But, you know, it wasn't about them letting it happen, it was about us making it happen last season. I think that needs to sort of be remembered.
We want to defend our title, but for them, only one will win the league. The others, it will be a disaster. For us, no. For us, we made our job. We made our dream. It's a fantastic dream. Unbelievable dream. Now we have to fight and to defend. So all the people can say, yes, Leicester didn't win the title again, but they fight together. Well done, Leicester. That is our goal.
Still to come, with the curtain ready to rise this weekend, our experts predict who'll be hot and which teams will struggle.
It's very interesting for me. A good opportunity to see the work in Premier League. Of course, the best championship in the world, and it's an honor to come here in England and to train and to become the manager of Southampton, yes.
With Ronald Koeman leaving St Mary's to take charge of Everton in June, enter 54-year-old Frenchman Claude Puel. While on a pre-season tour of Holland with his new club, we caught up with the former manager of Nice, who has a reputation for attractive football and a passion for developing youth players.
Southampton shows me, because I was the profile, that they want, because it's a club with a very good organization. It's important for the club to develop, to improve the young players. It's important to continue this strategy and this philosophy for the future.
When sort of the opportunity came up to join Southampton, I was really excited, and so far I'm impressed with him. He's got the training's been really good. It's been high intensity. As I said, we've gone into the games and we're implementing stuff that we've done in training into the game. So I think everyone's taken to him quite well. He likes young players. He likes to develop players, and all I can do is listen and learn and try and take in as much information as he's willing to give. And as I said, I'm here to improve and further my career. I've just been itching to sort of get started and sort of show everyone what I can do.
Nathan Redmond is a very talented player, and it's important to improve this player. And it's important to have a good squad to answer the challenge of the European Cup and also the Premier League.
Oh, that's been pitched by Long. Here comes Courtois, and Long goes for goal and scores! Brilliantly taken by Shane Long.
Shane is a player with good experience. He can make a good message for the young players. It's important to keep this player, and also Davies and other players with very good experience.
Everyone wants to get better daily, and with the standard of players that they've got at this club, it's hard not to. It's either you get better daily and you join the pack, or you sort of fall behind. And I joined sort of a dressing room full of winners. Everyone wants to win, so I'm sort of excited to get the season going and get playing.
For me, it's important that my players can play with the same spirit, with the same qualities, and they want to win. It's important to win every game, if possible.
And Tadic makes it two. Bertrand for Tadic and Van Dijk. Would you believe it? Ward-Prowse. Oh, it's magnificent. And Martina. Oh, how about that?
It's important to finish the championship with the better position possible. But it's important also to give pleasure to our fans, to practice a good football, to improve during the friendly games, and to make a good work, to be ready for the first game.
Year by year, Southampton's just got better and better, so the manager wants to take the club further than what they did last season, and I certainly want to be a part of that.
It's back. The summer holidays are over and the countdown is on for the 2016-17 Premier League campaign. With much anticipation, Premier League World gathered three respected footballing figures to give us their predictions on the new upcoming season.
OK, chaps, only one place to start, the champions, and just see them do.
People ask the question, can they repeat the achievements of last season? Will they? Unlikely. Can they? You've learnt never say never. I think they've recruited pretty well. Lost Kante, of course. That's going to be a blow for any team probably in the world these days.
In a way, losing Kante, you lose three players because of the phenomenal energy that he put in. Having that said, energy is probably easier to replace than 20-odd goals a season, which Vardy gives you. I mean, there is absolutely no reason why there wouldn't be possible champions 2 years in a row, but for the Champions League.
They're actually the shorter odds to go down. I think they are to win the league. I don't know what all that's about. And the Champions League as well, as Paddy says, that's going to have an effect because the main men, Vardy, Mahrez, Drinkwater, they're not going to be able to churn out performances 3 times a week, are they, to the same level?
So where do we think they're going to finish?
5th.
I'm going to go top 8.
Which managers are we looking forward to seeing most?
Now, we've seen Guardiola and Jose clash horns many times before, whether it be in the Champions League or whether it be in Spain. Yeah. But also as well, you look at what Leicester have done, and that style against someone like Guardiola. Yeah. And Klopp, of course, Klopp's got this high pressing game. Will he be able to continue with that? I think it's just that's what I'm interested in, not just one specific manager, but looking at the different styles that they're all going to bring.
It's not just the approaches and the systems, and the personalities involved as well, isn't it? And you know, the profile of all these managers that are coming into the Premier League, if supporters of clubs just can't wait for the season to unfold.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we've got, you know, arguably the World Heavyweight Management Championship taking place. Antonio Conte, I mean, that's a man who knows how to organise a football team.
I thought Spurs were the best side last season, for periods of that season, the best team. Now, I know Leicester went on to win it. I know they finished third behind Arsenal. I think Pochettino is one of the most exciting managers we have got. Right, let's talk about some of the promoted sides. Burnley, Middlesbrough and Hull. The club's in complete disarray. It's, you know, we're days away from the Premier League season starting, Paddy. And this is a club that hasn't even got a manager.
If they'd managed to consolidate Steve Bruce's position there, absolutely no problem. He would have, he's done the job, you know, he can do the job in his sleep.
But also, up in the northeast of the country, Sunderland are in a terrible state because they've lost, by common consent, again, another of the managers that you can count on, people who just know the job.
You can't keep flirting with danger. You know, we saw it with Newcastle and Villa. You know, eventually that trapdoor's going to open.
Middlesbrough, for me, of the three, are the most likely to succeed or to flourish, I think, this year. Dyche, excellent manager, he gets his teams very well organised. You need a certain abundance of quality, and I don't think they'll have enough. I think they're going to struggle again this year.
What about the teams that mainstay? I mean, Swansea, Watford have had a managerial change, and Palace. Second half of the season, Crystal Palace were by far the worst side. You know, they weren't that far away from getting relegated. They were really, really close.
Well, especially with the type of players they've got at that club. The heart, the punch, and you would think, you know, players, surely they'll have a certain day where it all clicks and they'll nick a result. You do worry there, but in my eyes, I think they'll have enough about them.
What about Swansea? I worry for Swansea a little bit, actually. I saw signs last year that maybe this could be a tougher season than they thought.
Yeah, I think they could find it difficult this year.
And Watford, managerial change again. Something about keep changing your manager. You're not going to get away with it every single season. I worry for Watford.
We haven't mentioned many of the big summer signings that have come into the clubs. Which ones have caught your attention?
Zlatan.
The obvious candidate, yeah. He's the big one, isn't he?
He's still got it. I think he's going to be more of a feeder than a finisher, and I think he's such a great passer. I think he's got that fantastic vision in tight situations, which I find wonderful to watch. And I think that he'll be great for the development of Rashford.
Well, we have to talk about the most expensive signing in the transfer window in Paul Pogba. Jose's got his man.
Yeah, absolutely. And although the fee is a sign of inflation, isn't it? I mean, in the market, Manchester United can afford it.
Yeah.
So they had to have it.
If they win the title, go on the next 2 or 3 years, win a Champions League. It's been worth it. You know, you can't argue with that. Time to put your money where your mouth is. I said last year Leicester would get relegated, so what do I know?
Did you really? I had them as champions.
Not at 5,000. One you didn't, right?
I'm going for United to win it, and then in no particular order after that, City, Chelsea and Spurs, and I've got Arsenal to miss out.
I've gone the other way, the other side of Manchester. Manchester City. Chelsea, I think, will improve, and I've got to show a little bit of loyalty. I'm sticking Leicester in the top 4.
Wow!
I think City will finish just above United. Tottenham, I think, have as good a chance as anybody. And my 4th would be Chelsea.
I think Hull are gone. And then I've got 3, so it's 2 from 3. I've got Watford, Swansea and Burnley.
Along with Hull, for me, Sunderland, I really do believe that Sunderland are going to struggle. And I've reluctantly come to the conclusion that Swansea, the dream is over.
Like you two boys, I've gone for Hull, Burnley, and it was a toss-up for me between Watford and Swansea, and I don't think Watford can churn another season out again with all the mayhem that goes on in the background of that club. Change of managers, change the personnel on the playing staff. I think it's going to finally catch up with them.
We want to obviously stay in the Premier League again. That's going to be our main aim early on to survive, but we don't want it to be a relegation battle for us at the end of the season. Hopefully it's not going to be. The manager's brought in some exciting players.
Next week, Bournemouth's Simon Francis on how the Cherries can overcome the challenges that lie ahead by looking back at their moments of magic from last season. Until then, from Ian Dark and me, Marcus Buckland, goodbye.